I'm here with Darian Mack, one of the assistant coaches for the Wolfpack volleyball team. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Sydney.
So let's get started. What college did you attend and what was your major?
I attended the University of Kentucky in Lexington, and my major was communication and marketing.
Tell me about your background in volleyball.
So I've been playing volleyball for quite some time now. I think I first picked up a volleyball when I was in middle school, and then I started doing it more competitively around my sophomore year of high school, and that's when I was playing it basically year-round in high school and club, and then I also played in college as well. And after I graduated college, I went overseas to play professional for a season in Finland.
Awesome. What made you want to become a coach?
I think the moment I wanted to become a coach was during a summer volleyball clinic that we were having at college, and I was working with one of the local high school teams, and I just kind of loved the feeling of helping people and kind of helping the young student athletes kind of achieve their goals, volleyball goals, and it was kind of awesome to be a part of that experience for them, and I think I just kind of held on to that feeling and just wanted to continue to achieve that and keep going with it.
How did you get your start in this field?
I got my start. This is actually my first job, so it's basically just, I knew the head coach, Linda Hampton-Keith, and I just kind of, reached out and saw some opportunities and kind of asked if I could be a part of the program, and just kind of went from there.
Awesome. What are the major components of your job as an assistant?
Some of the major components is basically kind of anything and everything helping the team get ready for matches, for game days. So whether that's from helping out in practice, trying to get practice plans going, strategy for the upcoming games and opponents that we're going to be playing, and just kind of fine-tuning our skills and game plan during the week so we can be ready for the weekend.
How do your roles differ from assistant coach versus how you see the head coach?
The head coach definitely is the face of the program, and I think being an assistant, you're kind of in the background a little bit, and so you kind of just do kind of the behind the scenes, and then the head coach takes everything head on and is the face of the program, and she's guiding the team to her vision, and we're just kind of the support help to get her to that vision.
What particular skills do you think are most important to be effective in this job?
Definitely communication is a big skill that you must have, and that's receiving and giving information. And I think another tool is just kind of being open-minded. There's a lot of aspects to this job, so you just kind of have to be open-minded about anything that comes your way and just kind of take it head on and be willing to change and adapt to all the craziness that happens.
So what is the most rewarding part about working in this field?
I think the most rewarding is just knowing that you kind of molded and helped a young student athlete achieve their goal, whether it could be on the court or it can be off the court, and just kind of being a part of their life essentially, and just kind of it's an awesome feeling to know that they can still think of you, because I still think of my coaches that helped me along the way years past, so it's kind of cool to be a part of their milestones and achievements that they're gaining throughout this experience, and just kind of being a part of that and being a part of a culture that's wanting to succeed, and of course winning is also, it's a great feeling as well.
What is the most challenging part, do you think, about working in this field?
I think the most challenging is it's not a typical 9-to-5 job. So what a lot of people, they kind of see, we talk about this in our office, is people see like the top of the iceberg and they never see kind of what goes on at the bottom. So I think, people see us on the court, but they never see what goes on behind the scenes, which is practices, or you're traveling, you're missing a lot of valuable moments in people's lives, and you know, for this profession, you can't really just call out sick and have somebody replace you. Like once you're here, you gotta muddle through that. And so I think that's the most challenging, is that it's not a typical 9 to 5, and you know, there's just a lot of aspects to it, and you can't really step away from it. It's kind of ongoing all the time.
How would you describe the work culture and environment at Volleyball specifically?
This is a great culture. I think this is a great place to be, just be surrounded by really great people and people that we trust and people that are willing to help, especially me being so young in this profession, to like help build us up almost. So I think this is a great place to start, and the energy is great, and the staff that we have, it's a staff that has so many different perspectives that we can all bring something to the table and kind of get different viewpoints of the world, and still kind of keep that open-mindedness, as well as appreciate and have just really great discussions about everything that's going on.
What is it like working in NC State in comparison to other coaching positions like club?
I think, yeah, for sure.
Your coaching staff.
Yeah. There's definitely a big difference between coaching club and collegiate volleyball. Club is, you're only with those girls maybe 2-3 times a week, and then you'll have your tournaments, and you don't really get much time to kind of mold them, as you will say, and help them through everyday life. You just kind of like, it's volleyball, we're here, we're training, boom, you're out. And I think as collegiately, we get to spend so much time with the student athletes that we get to help them with all aspects of life as well, not just volleyball. So I think that's kind of one of the bigger differences that I take away, is that we get to help them in so many different aspects of their lives. And most of them are, on their own. This is like, they're far from home, essentially. So we're kind of helping them through that, trying to get them to the next stage of life.
What are the typical entry-level job titles and their functions in this field?
I would say a lot of people would take either, you could do a graduate assistant, so you're assisting while you're going to grad school here and kind of just helping around in office duties and helping with planning for travel trips and food, learning, like everybody has a certain food that they need to eat or something like that, assisting with that. And I think there's you can also be a volunteer assistant, which is like someone who's basically volunteering their time trying to learn the behind the scenes of how a program operates, and the strategies and the planning of everything. So I would say those two are the key entry levels to how to get your start into this profession.
What experiences and skills do you look for in new hires? So once you went through those entry-level positions.
I think people or coaches tend to look for someone that they can trust, and also someone that has knowledge of the game, essentially, and people that have played. It helps that if you have some experience playing, or just kind of either coaching at different levels too. Whether that's high school, middle school, club volleyball, or collegiate, just trying to get that experience there. And I think other things that you should bring to the table is just kind of being up to date on the different tools that people are using now for the game of volleyball. Everything's kind of fast-paced and growing, so just knowing what's going on, keeping up to date, and how you can bring value to a team, essentially.
How relevant do you think your work is to your undergraduate degree?
That's funny. I think some people do get like kinesiology degrees or something with a body and movement, but I went communication and marketing route, and I think obviously the communication part is relevant, not necessarily, and maybe a little bit of the marketing too, just trying to help promote the program in any type of way, whether that's me personally posting about something, or giving aid or help to somebody else that posts and just kind of keep the relevant program. So I think it helps a little bit, but I wouldn't say I needed that degree to be a coach.
Experience is definitely valued.
Exactly.
For sure. What kind of education or background does the job require? Would you say?
Again, I don't think it really requires much. I think it's helpful if you get maybe something geared towards the body, a degree in that sense, just knowing about movement and everything. Or maybe even like a sports management degree would be helpful, just knowing, learning about the operations, running a team in that aspect. But again, I don't think there's a specific degree, maybe, or you can say leadership as well would be kind of something good to have. But there's a lot of great coaches out there that have mathematics degrees or doctorates, and so it just kind of depends what degree you take and how you can apply it to that profession.
What opportunities for advancement are there in this field?
Opportunities, again, I think it starts at what level you are. So if you are maybe high school or club, you can, and if you want to continue this path, then collegiate would be one. You can do, again, an assistant, or you can strive to be a head coach at a program, or there are even opportunities to go overseas and kind of coach at national teams as well. So those would be kind of like the advancement that you could do for this position.
How much demand is there for people in this position?
Honestly, there's quite a demand. I think volleyball, women's volleyball and men's volleyball, as that are really fast-growing sports that are always looking for people that have some kind of experience and knowledge of the game, and I don't think there's enough coaches for that demand. So I think this is a good profession to get into, especially at the men's level. There are a lot of collegiate men programs that are continued to build. And so, they're always adding sports, and that's one of the sports that a lot of colleges are looking into. So I think it's a very high demand profession.
How fast and in what ways do you see the field grow?
Extremely fast. It's extremely fast. And it's only going to continue up. A lot of female athletes are kind of switching sports from basketball to volleyball, so I think it's only going to get faster there from the whole levels, whether it's high school level or collegiate level. It's going to continue to strive, and it doesn't even have to be at Division I. It's Division I, II, and III, as well as the NAIA levels.
How is the economy affecting this industry?
That's a great question. I think it affects it pretty in a positive way, more towards the high school travel team aspect, because you have to pay for the club or the coaches, and you have to pay for travel. So, and kind of whenever you have tournaments somewhere, whether that's high school tournaments or club tournaments or even like a college tournament, you're bringing tourism to that city or wherever you are, and exposing more girls to this city, and so I think it's helping a lot, especially I think, and it helps just bring awareness to more female in sports, and so I think that's always positive as well.
What do you wish you had known before entering this field?
I wish I would have known, I think, again, just the different avenues I could do entry level, trying to get started, and just kind of connect more and network with people, and just kind of meet somebody. It doesn't even have to be a coach, but just meet somebody who's in sports that can just, that can be a tool or a networking person that I can always have and call if I need questions or answers to something. And I also wish I would have known the demand for it as well, as far as the time and effort that's put into this profession as far as like being in season. Like fall season is our season, so I wish I would have known a little bit more how crucial and demanding it was, but I wouldn't take it for granted. I love what I do, and I'm excited that I get this opportunity.
Current trends exist in this field that people entering the industry should be aware of?
I think we're noticing a lot more are females entering this field. Surprisingly, there's still a lot of male head coaches that are working in this profession. So, but I think it's slowly starting to gear towards having more females enter as head coaches and more in top assistant positions. And so I think it's really awesome to see that, because we are a female sport, and so it's nice to have that person that you can talk to and that's kind of been through your shoes a little bit and is still, they're not looked upon any differently, and you can have those conversations with them that you may not have with someone that was like a male head coach in that sense. But so I think it's pretty cool that we're seeing that trend now, and even just there's a lot of statistical based things in volleyball that not a lot of people know about, and typically that is for a male assistant coach would take that on. So, and now we're starting to see the trend of like a lot of females are doing that part and learning how to code the game and learning to break down statistical and video analytics. So I think it's really awesome to see that part of the game.
What changes would you like to see in the industry in the future?
Again, I think still I would love to see more females entering this profession, and I would love to see them coaching the men's team as well, the men's side of volleyball. I think we're kind of hesitant a little bit, but I mean, if the guys can coach the girls, then why can't the girls coach the guys, So I'd love to see that trend spark in the near future, and I'd also love to see, again, I think more opportunity for men's volleyball in more collegiate Division I schools as well.
What advice would you give to someone looking to work as a collegiate level?
I think I would say just network. Find somebody in that profession to be your mentor and just kind of tell you all the ins and outs of everything. And if you really love this and you're dedicated to it, then go for it. Don't let time or anything kind of stop you. Just it's a hard job, but it's a rewarding and joyful job that I love, and you get to meet so many people and connect with people and student athletes and kind of help mentor and grow with them. So I say go up for it if you are really wanting to do this.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Darian. Thank you.
Thanks. Go Pack. Go Pack.